Gunkanjima's surrounding ghost zones, the true horror history of Japan's most haunted island. Far off the coast of Nagasaki, hidden beneath rolling waves and thick sea fog, stands one of the most terrifying abandoned places in Japan. Its official name is Hashima Island. But the world knows it as Gunkanjima, Battleship Island. Today, tourists visit the island during daylight hours. They walk along designated paths, photograph crumbling apartment blocks, and marvel at what was once one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Yet few visitors stay after sunset. And even fewer speak about the ghost zones surrounding the island. Because according to fishermen, former workers, and local residents, the real horror of Gunkanjima is not found within its concrete buildings. It waits in the waters around it. To understand these stories, we must first understand the island's dark past. Hashima Island was transformed into a coal mining facility during the late 19th century. Rich coal deposits beneath the seabed attracted industrial development, and soon enormous concrete apartment complexes rose from the ocean. From a distance, the island resembled a giant battleship. Hence its nickname. By the 1950s and 1960s, thousands of people lived there. Families occupied tiny apartments stacked atop one another. Children attended school. Shops, cinemas, bathhouses, and rooftop playgrounds operated within the island's walls. From the mainland, Gunkanjima appeared futuristic. But beneath this modern image existed a darker reality. Deep under the ocean floor, miners worked in dangerous tunnels where temperatures could become unbearable. Rockfalls were common. Flooding was a constant threat. Accidents occurred regularly. Many workers never returned to the surface. Historical records confirm numerous mining deaths across the island's operational history. During World War II, conditions became even darker. Historical investigations and testimonies have documented the use of forced labor from Korea and China under harsh conditions. Workers were sent deep underground, often facing dangerous labor, malnutrition, and brutal treatment. Many died. Some bodies were returned to families. Others were not. And according to local stories, some spirits never left. The first ghost legends emerged shortly after the war. Fishermen navigating the waters near Hashima reported strange lights appearing above the sea during moonless nights. At first they assumed these lights belonged to other boats. But the lights behaved strangely. Witnesses claimed they drifted silently over the water before disappearing into the darkness. Some described them as pale blue flames. Others compared them to floating lanterns. In Japanese folklore, mysterious lights near locations associated with death are often linked to spirits. Whether these sightings were natural phenomena or something more remains unknown. The stories continued. As decades passed, workers traveling between Nagasaki and Gunkanjima began reporting unusual encounters. One recurring tale involved figures standing on seawalls during storms. Crew members would see what appeared to be a lone person staring toward the ocean. The figure remained motionless despite violent winds and crashing waves. Yet when boats approached, nobody could be found. The seawall would be empty. These reports became so common that some captains reportedly warned younger crew members not to stare at the island during foggy weather. Then came 1974. The coal mine closed. Residents left. Within months, Gunkanjima transformed from a bustling city into a concrete ghost town. Furniture remained in apartments. School supplies sat untouched in classrooms. Calendars stopped on dates from decades ago. Nature slowly reclaimed the structures. And this is when the ghost stories intensified. Former residents returning years later described overwhelming feelings of unease. Many reported hearing sounds despite the island being abandoned. Footsteps. Distant voices. Doors slamming. Metal objects striking concrete. Skeptics pointed out that wind passing through ruined buildings could easily create such noises. But witnesses insisted some sounds felt different. Intentional. Human. One frequently discussed area became known among paranormal enthusiasts as a ghost zone. This zone lies in the waters between Gunkanjima and neighboring abandoned industrial sites. Divers occasionally reported unusual sensations while exploring underwater remains. Some described hearing knocking sounds despite being surrounded only by water and submerged structures. Others claimed their equipment malfunctioned unexpectedly. Most likely, these incidents resulted from environmental conditions, underwater acoustics, or technical issues. Yet the stories spread. Television crews eventually arrived. Japan's growing interest in paranormal investigation during the late 20th century turned Gunkanjima into a favorite destination. Several teams reported strange recordings. Electronic interference. Unexplained shadows. Distorted voices captured on audio devices. None of these findings were scientifically verified. Nevertheless, they fueled the island's haunted reputation. Among the most chilling legends is the tale of the tunnel spirits. Deep beneath the seabed lie kilometers of abandoned mining tunnels. Most are flooded and inaccessible. Former miners spoke of hearing unexplained knocking noises underground long before the mine closed. According to legend, workers sometimes heard what sounded like picks striking rock in distant sections of tunnels where nobody was present. The sounds echoed through darkness. 3 knocks. Then silence. Then 3 more. Many dismissed the noises as geological movement. Others were less certain. After accidents, survivors occasionally reported hearing voices calling from sealed passages. Rescue teams investigating these reports often discovered nothing. No survivors. No workers. Only darkness. And seawater. Another famous ghost zone surrounds the southern edge of the island. Local boat operators have occasionally described sudden temperature drops while passing nearby. Passengers reported feelings of nausea, dizziness, or overwhelming sadness. Some claim photographs taken in the area contain strange silhouettes. Most experts attribute these experiences to environmental factors, expectation, and the psychological effect of visiting a location associated with tragedy. Yet the stories persist. Perhaps the most unsettling accounts come from nighttime fishermen. For generations, some have described hearing sounds drifting across the ocean after midnight. Children laughing. Voices speaking. The ringing of a distant bell. These reports often occur when the island is hidden by fog. Witnesses describe the sounds as faint and distorted, as though carried from another time. No source is ever identified. No lights are visible. Only the dark outline of abandoned concrete structures standing against the horizon. Today, Gunkanjima is recognized as an important historical site and attracts visitors from around the world. Its ruined apartment blocks have appeared in documentaries, books, films, and countless paranormal programs. Yet despite modern tourism, many mysteries remain. The island's true horror may not be supernatural at all. The suffering endured by miners. The deaths underground. The forced labor during wartime. The families separated by tragedy. These are historical realities. And perhaps that is why the ghost stories endure. Abandoned buildings can be explained. Strange sounds can be explained. Even mysterious lights may eventually find scientific answers. But history leaves scars. When waves crash against Gunkanjima's seawalls during stormy nights, they strike structures built upon decades of hardship, sacrifice, and loss. Whether ghosts truly wander the surrounding waters remains unknown. Yet many who have visited the island after dark say the same thing. The feeling that someone is watching from the empty windows never completely disappears. And when the fog rolls in from the sea, even skeptics find themselves looking away from the island. Just in case something is looking back.